Rumor has it that Kalandra is an ancient being, eternally trapped in a lake that exists outside Rayclast, possessing the body of an owl and the head of a human. Sounds a bit ridiculous to me.
Oh, I'm only a couple of thousand years old. If you want to know more about the beginning of time, you'll have to ask the Titans. Well, Titan. Or that insufferably cryptic owl, if you don't mind paying such a horrible price.
Loath was I to endure the form your plane forced upon me. Did you really think my true form would be so limited? When I first came to this land, there was nothing but the lake. It was a barren, hot, and lifeless realm, bubbling with magma and primordial ooze. How then was there a lake? Curiosity was my undoing. I do not understand my prison. Every time I attempt to leave the lake, I find myself instantly returning, as if I am making the choice to turn around and come back. In some cases, if I build up enough speed, I can make the transition take several minutes. Yet, I remember nothing of my time outside. Is this a real prison? Or one whose walls reside only in my mind? What happens to me in those moments I cannot recall? I am the one who watches. I observe from afar as flowers blossom and fade, as trees shoot skyward and then fall, and as whole animal breeds populate and change. They are growing smarter in small ways, and watching their antics keeps me sane. One day, they will understand what it is to be alive, and they will wonder why they are. I will give them guidance. More than that, I will not say. I will spare them the pain of knowing. There was a time when all of Rayclast was pure and untainted. I look away from Rayclast but for a moment, and the scampering little ones have invented religion. What is a god but a thief of virtue? The prey have no idea. They are creating their very own predators. They have started finding their way to me. Some that imagine themselves grand heroes, some that are simply peasants to a lord, all in their time of greatest despair and need. I cannot help them, yet we talk, and they leave here with a new direction, ignorant of the cost they will pay. My latest conversation has given me much to think about. The problem is one of image, of a likeness cast by faith, of a reflection drawn by belief. What you need, my little thief, is a shattered mirror. For a time, I truly had hope. For a time, I actually believed I was going to escape this place. Ones that scampered more furtively than most promised they would dedicate themselves to freeing me. They promised they would do whatever it took, no matter how many generations had to devote their lives to the effort. But once they understood the truth of this place, they took steps to make it harder to find, and moved to erase me from recorded history. Then they burned themselves alive. Am I truly so forsaken, so untouchable, that none must be allowed to even know of me? In your fear, you consign me to oblivion. All I had to hold back the loneliness were my rare visitors. I have a plan. I will escape this place, no matter the cost. For now, I must simply bide my time. Sooner or later, one will come, even despite the barriers. One will find their way to me, setting the proper events in motion. I will not endure yet another cycle of time. I refuse. The walls of my prison have begun to crack. Fools seek to make the power of this lake their own. They will crack the world.
Ah, yes, the only culture on the surface of Rayclast whose ruins predate the ash layer. Older to us than we are to you, if you can picture such an immense span of time. Doriani has been studying them in secret for years. It wouldn't be my place to speak on that, for the fate of the Val may still hinge on his knowledge.
I have invested considerable resources and many years of effort in this search, but my knowledge of the Precursors still remains scarce. They are as ancient to us as we are to you. On such timescales, geological events tend to obscure remnants of civilization. There is evidence of great fires, eruptions, impacts from the sky.
All I know is that they too delved into the secrets of this world. Corruption was just one of many forms of energy that they mastered. I have come across simple pictographs in their ruins, intended as a contingency should others come without knowledge of their language. Most pictographs were quite clear. Death lies within. One, however, held faded instructions for what we should do if that death should ever escape, if it should ever plague the land. That is how I know the weapon exists, and generally how to find it. Someone in the past wanted us to know about it, in case the worst should happen, and clearly it has.
I believe that the Precursor Towers are part of a network created specifically to alter terrain and biomes. This may have been to make Rayclast more habitable initially. Or perhaps it had a larger purpose, later in their era.
I see a pattern in these towers. Whoever the precursors were, they sought to master this world, to shape it as they saw fit. My people had the same ambition. If they had ever completed the tower network, it could have changed the face of the world.
From what you've told me, the Guardian of the Flame Seed seems to have been purposely molded for his task. The Precursors created him, but he is not one of them. I can only theorize as to his purpose.
You have failed. Humanity has failed. It must start again. Foul, belligerent gods, ascendants of the feeble, cursed her supple flesh and mind. Corruption plagues, and her wounds worsen. The cleansing foretold is preordained. Mortal hands have contaminated her virtue once more. By the fourth edict of the Mother Soul, her flesh shall be scorched anew. Your affliction upon her will soon be erased. Sacred fire of the Mother Soul, you are called upon. Her anguish must be healed in burning vengeance. Fields of ash and chasms of flame shall restore her glory. You are too late. The fourth edict already burns for your world. The Mother Soul persists.